I'm I'm back, and probably this is something that everyone has to get used to, and this is what it's happening real. That while you utilize any platform, there are certain technology knacks that you have to be prepared with, and probably while we are using this Facebook Live, this is how each and every episode is going to be, correct? Moreover, while I was just coming back to set expectations from pre-primary, primary, we move on to the middle years, and this is where the academic sessions which are in progress. It is always good to have expectations where they get involved into their routine of getting onto the class, where you are delivering any content and people are getting engaged, but do not expect saying they have to deliver what is considered to be like the academic level of input or academic level of output, where they are being assessed on whatever they are doing. Most importantly, what teachers should encourage and what should expect is a lot of life skills and a lot of skills which could be particularly engaged into experiential learning. It's not necessary that the book knowledge is only transferred via electronic medium. There are a lot of activities and a lot of knowledge which they can do it amongst the environment that they are in. So maybe if there are home chores that they are doing, if there is a vegetable cutting exercise which is related to a physics or a math problem, this is somewhere it's a very good opportunity for a teacher to utilize certain skills and inculcate certain habits that kid can do while experiencing the learning, correct? And this is where not necessary that each and every exercise that has been given by way of question answer and by way of solving certain problems, and they have to and teachers expect that they have to finish it in certain time. So this is something which I would recommend teachers to give them more and more activity based sessions which are converted from the textbook to an experiential way. Most important part which I would like to bring now is on the high school. This is where rigor is necessary, and this is where all parents may be getting tensed, saying it's my board year, my kid has come in 10th, my kid has come in 12th, and I'm losing every day, right? And probably my kid will lag back if suppose the tuitions or the academic knowledge is not being delivered on time, and my kid is just getting distorted. Let me tell you, educators, whenever they are taking this kind of a section, which is particularly about the high school sessions, obviously a kid is prepared that yes, there are certain disciplines that have to be inculcated. So what I would expect or what one could expect from an educator is that it's fair enough to discipline a kid or a student to know what he or she is going to face, and in the time of uncertainty where they have to be prepared. Yes, every state, every city, every household will face different challenge. School can start in another 1 month, another 2 months, another 6 months. And probably each and every educator who's connected with that class should unite the class, probably all the students who are there, right from someone who's not really academic bright, someone who's really talented or gifted. This is where educator has to bring the community together and have a collaborative learning environment, where if tomorrow a educator would have some kind of an for example some challenge in delivering, educators should start a peer-to-peer learning. Friends can come together and they can start a peer group where they can help other kids to cope up with the board levels or to the levels that an academic has to be imparted. Just remember, my teaching fraternity is also like a family. They are also continuing their family back home, and probably they are finding challenges where the tools that have to be used to really have effective teaching learning. Probably when they are now using technology, this is where they may not get the utmost satisfaction. So that's fine. According to me, you are still going to take various time where you will be allowed to give that particular standard, because many teachers will feel like, I'm not satisfied the way I was conducting the class, and I'm now not really up to the mark. On the other side, there are various other tools technologically which teachers are using. Probably kids are giving more and more responses, and kids are saying, hey, look, this is where I'm engaging fast and I'm cool about it to go in this way, right? So let's manage and match the expectation where a kid who's happy to embrace, a kid who's really scaling it, this gives a chance in a school environment to make him go up the ladder. If there are 10 kids in a classroom who are really performing well and they are really going up the scale, it's very, very good to give them the wings to go ahead, correct? And this is where probably I think that the expectations that are matched between educators and to the students, right from the preschool primary age till middle years and till high school, you can really effectively work with them. I would just like to now add on one more expectation, which probably a school would be having, because obviously a group like Calorex or to the progressive school environment who really stay, you can say 10 steps ahead to give a platform to each and every stakeholders, correct? And this is where a school would expect saying, my results probably are going to go down, or probably there won't be good placements where a kid is planning to prepare for pre-universities, universities, and how am I going to really give them platform? Let me tell you, this is very important for educator to make a student understand that this is the time when during the lockdown, they can do the best utilization of time into creating something innovative. Now, probably just take an example that a sports person, it's locked down at home, correct? And they are not able to perform on field. Now, this is the best time where, particularly in middle years and high school, teacher or educator can expect that they can give some various assignments to them, which they were anyways in the routine, they were not able to give it to them because they were sports people. They were not really expected them to attend a lot of classes because they had to go for various competitions and they have to prepare themselves, which was all out of the classroom. Now, this is a very good opportunity for educator to connect with them and to give them various tasks which in the normal circumstances they wouldn't have given to them. For example, there are some role plays and essays that they can encrypt from their sports experiences, and they can write into, they can deploy their thoughts into creative writing or expository writing, which probably would be a unique way to share experience of a sports person. Give various tasks and expect them to do what they can do the best out of any of the activity. As far as any kind of placements and universities and other so-called jobs are concerned, which educators are going to be undergoing, this obviously could be managed through an e-way, but do not really pressurize something which is going to be not accepted by a kid, because there are various psychological aspects that a kid would be going through, and this can easily phased out, because each and every institution, may it be higher education, may it be universities, may it be foreign universities also, they're cognizant about the fact that kid or a student who has applied, probably they will be considerable while they are doing their process of shortlisting. So I'm definitely giving you an assurance that each and every of the fraternity in education are considerate, and they will consider whatever progress that kid has done. On that basis, they will be really contributing and managing that expectation. Another few minutes, let me just go down to the path of parents' expectations. And this is very critical, where everyone who's engaged in this day-to-day education, parents are most worried, and they throw tons and tons of questions, because for the first time they would have seen that kid is throwing so much of tantrum. How should I react? Correct. My kid is not at all listening. It's digitally addicted, and we are trying to give them so much of talking, but the kid is really frustrated. There are n number of issues or n number of questions that parents go through. This could be a parent, right from a young parent to a parent of high school. Let me tell to my parent community, see, anything and everything which is going over here, it's new to everyone, new to me, new to, even if I have to consult someone, they will saying, boss, this is also new to me. I don't know, or I'm trying to talk to many people to find a solution, right? So this is where I think so parents shouldn't really expect that, oh, kid is just getting idle, and we are working and they are not actually listening to us. That's fine, completely fine. Do not raise the bar, or do not have the expectation saying, oh, 5 of the kids of the neighbors are really teaching, or they are actively involved into studies, and my kid is just getting bored, or they are just doing some time pass, or they are just watching television, right? That's completely fine. Let them catch up their pace. Try to engage them as much as possible. And to parents, let me tell you, we are all busy in our life. This is the best moment to spend time with our kids, correct? This is the best moment where each and every of the young parent can spend quality time with kids. There are storytelling sessions that could be done. It's not necessary that whatever school is engaging with, you have to go through with it. If kid does not want to get engaged, that's fine, because each and everything that kid is listening also during this COVID time, they're trying to figure out what has suddenly happened and why there is too much of negativity that has come across. So it's important to manage their expectations, saying we are not expecting anything from you. Parents should stay calm, and they can really give quality time by way of playing together, which are anything that could be managed at home. Home chores can be divided. A lot of role plays could be exchanged. There are fabulous exercises that are available where art, drama, craft could be engaged. Not necessary that each and everything which is happening has to be linked with academics, or linked with why school is not there now, what are you going to do? In fact, there is an opportunity for each and every parent that you have to expect that kid is going to be disturbed. Kid is going to be giving or throwing a lot of tantrums, correct? We do that. So obviously it's quite normal for kid to do that. Even if 10 kids are really, if in the kitty parties or in your WhatsApp chats or in your group, it's going on saying, yes, my kid has finished 5 chapters and is really doing good, please do not get carried away with that kind of thought. In fact, educators are there who are taking care of it. Even if your kid is chilling for another 1 month, consider that as a vacation, and please do not really give them tough time of really torturing them across, saying, you are not doing this, you are not doing that. So to the parent community, my humble submission would be that let them manage their pace with the way they could cope up with, and probably they will involve them in each and every decision making, involve them into whatever they are doing, motivate them to do the best. Tell them saying, yes, this is what you were doing the best, and involve them in all the activities. Let me now just shift one more scenario, which is with students, or particularly I would like to focus on the community of the entire students, because ladies and gentlemen, if you know, globally more than 60 million kids are at home. A lot of plans that students would have made, maybe where some competitions and JE exams and a lot of placement paperwork that one would have done, probably this would have directly come to an hold, right? My take or my expectation would be from that student that yes, it's tough time. You have to accept this, and this is to the age group which can to the age group which is of high school and to the college level, that certain disciplines one has to inculcate right now. There are certain challenges that you have to accept much early in life, correct? It's not the time that we shy away from what is happening, correct? This is something where you need to understand that this is the time where you can become more powerful, and you can also guide adults. You can also contribute to the nation. It's not like because you're a student, no one is going to hear you. In fact, this is the best time that you can utilize, where you can contribute the biggest service to the nation. I have seen various students who have done fabulous projects by way of preparing like an alarm bell, which without any touch you can make that bell, which saves touch habit, correct? There are a lot of innovative ways that students would have got engaged into. Now this is the time where if you're doing all these projects, it really helps you to build your profile. If you have done any kind of activity, any kind of experiences that you would have shared, this adds on to your CV. This is where you can really see that probably if you want to impress upon maybe an employer, you want to impress upon probably the university application, these are the experiences. If you are going to add on, this is the time that you can really, apart from academic, you can create a very big you can actually impact your application very well. So my submission on overall by way of managing that expectation would be to educators. This is a good opportunity that everyone has embraced technology, and probably the online classes would be the new norm. I would urge more and more professional development in doing the interaction by technology way, and improve your skills, because we know that each and every educator is not tuned with the technology way of interaction with the kids. So from now till whatever years, currently it's COVID-19, COVID-20, 22. Hope you know that a few years back, mosquito bite was never a life-threatening disease. But we have all known that dengue is here to stay, and we know that what all precautions and measures have to be taken, while cleanliness and all other measures that have to be taken, and we have to be living with it. Same way, educators, you have to live with these pandemics and epidemics that are going to be coming today, maybe coming back again, or maybe after a few years, there would be some other crisis that can come in. Technology, you have to accept that is going to be integral part, probably going forward. While in a brick and mortar environment where kids are there, probably there would be a scenario where on Fridays and Saturdays, there are certain aspects that you have to put it in a timetable, that this is going to be a class which is going to be online, or there is going to be test which is regularly going to be online. Because ladies and gentlemen, across, when you move up the ladder, when you are going to go through the industry also, there is something which you have to be prepared, that now is the age and time that technology advancement, and you as a self-learner, this is a very good opportunity, that self-learning you have to inculcate. Each and every educator can give a platform and expect a child to self-learn, by which there is collaborative till experiential learning. They embed it, and they do the self-learning module. And this is like self-learning to me is like lifelong learning. On the submission to the community of the parents, I understand that there are a lot of challenges that each and every parent is going to go through by way of their job security, by way of their whether to the working environment is going to change. This is where I think so a lot of resilience is needed, and this is where you have to expect that educators are doing the best job, and your kid, even if they are not coping up now, or even if they are disturbed, just let them enjoy whatever they are doing the best, and probably you should support them in whatever they are doing, in whichever activity they are getting engaged. And finally, to my students, to my dear friends and my young friends who are there, this is a time to stand up if you can. Do not really think saying, oh, so everything is locked down and world is going through depression. If you understand each and every crisis that any country or throughout the world it has gone through, there has been the biggest opportunity, and in fact the bounce back has been happened in a way that a lot of progress has happened after any kind of calamity or any kind of pandemics that have happened. So never ever get disheartened saying, oh, this was the only opportunity that I got and I've missed it. There are dime dozen opportunities that are going to come through, and expect the best that is coming. It's not that worst and more worst is only happening. Just expect that the best is going to come through, and you are the change maker. You can contribute the best of the things to the nation, and you should be standing up and giving your best. So, ladies and gentlemen, this was what I wanted to share with you on managing expectations about to the educators, parents, and students, the community. I hope on all the stakeholders, they stay safe, they stay calm, they do whatever best they are doing at it. And probably this is the only time that we have to be united in our thoughts. And this is where we are going, we together, we are going to pass this phase. Also, importantly, just remember, as a challenge for India, this could be again unique. So don't get disheartened that, probably if there is a lockdown which is lifted, why certain territories or why certain education institutes have taken a call that they are not joining the race where everything is open. So please speak to all the stakeholders. Let all the stakeholders contribute to their suggestions and act unanimously. And finally, I would say that if you want to really bring up a solution, act locally, think locally. This is how we can really beat up the situation which we all are facing. So till then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening to me. There were some plus minuses of this video. Hopefully it could be stitched together. And till then, stay safe. Look forward to talk to you soon. And don't worry at all. We are going to be bouncing back immediately. So be cheerful, and thanks a lot for giving this time. Thank you very much.